What is up, everybody? My name is Mr. E Roach and welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to do a quick video about No Man's Sky. It's been out for almost a week now. A lot of people have put in a lot of time. Myself, I put in probably about 20 hours worth of it, not a lot of it in streaming, but I kind of wanted to go in and really start to talk about how I'm getting on with the game, what I like, what I don't like, and all that kind of stuff. Just little things that kind of come up against, and I just wanted to talk about. So, start off, what things do I like? Graphics, I think, are great. You know, it's not a current gen sort of level of graphics, but I do think it's still a really nice looking game. The colours, I know Sean Murray talked about he really wanted to have, he wanted it to be bright and interesting looking to rather than sort of grainy and not that kind of current sort of look futuristic games have got. I like it. I think the colours look amazing. I've not got really far. Most of the planets that I've been on so far are kind of they're just red sort of planets, purple during the nighttime cycle, but I like it. The grind, actually, just to learn the alien language. Now, there's 3 different races. I've currently only met the Gek so far, but just going around and just picking up that sort of information, learning about their history and what they've been doing and all that kind of stuff, but then making things a bit easier to communicate with them, get better deals and all that kind of stuff. I actually quite like that. It's a little bit different. I've certainly not come across it in other games before, and that way where you still communicate with people and you're starting to recognise words. I know there's a couple of words that I'm starting to recognise even though I haven't learned them yet. I'm kind of seeing it as it sort of says Anu or whatever, friend, and stuff like that. So I guess it kind of looks like it's going to be hello, and we're going to find out what that's going to be later on. The story in general, I like it. Waking up, being this complete stranger in the area, and just having to fend for yourself. Again, I'm not really huge far into the storyline. I do know there's a whole lot more still to come. I mean, I haven't even left my solar system yet. I'm still going along. I've got the pre-order ship, so I know fine well there's a few issues with that with regards to the blueprint for the warp drive. I've still not come across that yet, but next couple of days that I'm going to be playing, I'm kind of hoping to get in and change up that ship, maybe even change solar system, so we'll see what's going to happen there. But I do still quite like it. This sort of way, you're waking up, you don't really know what's been going on, you're a complete stranger in this entire sort of solar system, potentially even a whole galaxy that you're having to get in, you're having to learn everything. It'd be quite nice to sort of see maybe a little bit more what's kind of where that's gone and where that's going to go in the future and stuff like that. So I'm liking that. Things I'm not liking, I know I didn't really cover a huge amount of stuff that I'm really enjoying. I mean, there's so much. These are just things that are kind of quickly sort of springing to mind. But the things I don't like is the game's sort of lacking gravity. Now, when you use your jetpack and you get into the air and you run out of steam in that jetpack, you fall to Earth, and you fall to Earth like a lead brick. It hurts when you hit that ground there. The things I have noticed with regards to gravity is when you're mining sort of towers of stuff and then you cut a slice out of it, they stay. Things are just floating in the air, and that's a bit weird. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I know the whole keeping the file size down, really small team, but it kind of feels like there maybe should have been something else. I don't know if they were maybe thinking about giving you the option to be able to mine from the bottom and not have anything happen. They were going to have to try and figure out the physics behind stuff with regards to the gravity taking effect there, but it does seem a bit odd. Again, I've landed on plants and then mined the plants, or certainly trees, and then my ship's just floated in midair. It's a bit weird. It kind of feels like there maybe should have been a bit of a finishing touches there. I'm not really sure, but that's one thing I've kind of noticed. Flying controls, or sort of the lack of freedom when you're in the atmosphere. There's no really control over how high or how low you can fly. Yes, okay, you can fly up into space, and that's totally awesome, and then once you're in space, you've got this massive big freedom, but it almost kind of feels like there's a monorail style. So when you take off, you can't really get any lower, and as you approach sort of different hills and just stuff from the ground, there's this kind of, like I say, monorail that sort of takes you up and stops you from flying into things. Now, I can see if you've got to go and find your stuff every single time you crash, and then regain all your stuff, and you're losing lots of stuff and potentially losing ships all the time. It would be a bit irritating to have to keep going back every single time you crash, but it does seem like you want a bit more control from the flying in atmosphere. You want to be able to fly through things. I mean, this planet is amazing looking, and there's these things that you just want to, kind of archways that you want to get in and fly your ship through and have more control over. So it's kind of, yeah, it sort of feels like a bit more control would have been nice there. Again, it might be down to the smaller teams and not having kind of any chance to really kind of go into the flight control, or flight freedom, shall we say, rather than controls. And, you know, I don't really see them changing that. Maybe a couple other things are going to kind of change as they go along, but certainly this monorail style, close to planet flight mechanism that they've got, I don't see them changing that in the future. But you never know. I mean, they've got the long-term goal on this. Hello Games are really kind of focusing on like all the next updates and how awesome this game's going to be. Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely loving it. But yeah, so that one kind of, it feels a bit odd. There is also a bit of a simplistic sort of flying controls. You know, you push one button to take off, one button to land. And this kind of leads me on to like kind of the next part. I want to talk about the fact that you're using 25% of your fuel just to take off. When you first start up and you're kind of getting used to your controls and you take off, there's that one button, that's great, and you're like, I'm going to move over there, I want to use my warp or whatever, and you hit that button, that square button on the PlayStation 4, and you land. You've now got to take off again. It's not great, but I can see why they want to keep it simplistic. But then you're down to like halfway on your fuel, and that's fine. You know, the fuel's quite easy to come by a lot of the time, but it shouldn't. I don't think it should be as much as the 25% just for takeoff. I've not really noticed if you're taking off from landing platforms if it still uses the same amount of fuel or if it uses any fuel. I keep meaning to check when I take off, but I just tend to forget. Even hitting those landing platforms, it might be just me. I'm finding it's a bit hit or miss. I think I'm over it, I'm checking my map and I'm hitting land, and then I'm missing it and I'm still miles away. So that's pretty annoying. But that's not their fault. That's not the game's fault. That's just me, really. With 25% use of fuel just to take off, that maybe feels like it's a little bit excessive. And you can maybe reduce it. 15% might be a bit better. I don't know. What do you guys think on that one? There's a few glitches that I've come across when playing it. Now, every game's got its glitch. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't make it a bad game. Just a few things that I've come across. Doesn't bother me whilst I'm playing it. I've just kind of found it a bit amusing. There's like I said, landing on plants and trees. That's quite amusing. You can land on a tree with a pointy tip, and your ship's just floating there. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. I just found it amusing. It's not stopped my enjoyment of the game. And buildings floating, so when they've spawned in and the back end of the building sitting on a hill, and it's just pointing directly out. So you get to use your jump jetpack to be able to get up to the entranceway to the building. Again, it's a little bit of a glitch. It's not a terrible thing. I'm still enjoying it though. I'd be really interested to hear what everybody else thinks of the game so far. Although there's a few things I kind of focus quite heavily on the sort of the negative there, but there's so much of the game that I'm still really enjoying, and the space stations and everything, getting up there and just kind of getting out and seeing this massive galaxy and where we can go, and the fact that we can either follow the story to get to the center of the galaxy, or we can go off and we can explore. Just the sheer vastness of it is incredible, and I am loving the game, and I'm going to be putting in many more hours into this game. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear what you guys think of it. Is there anything that you've noticed that you really don't like, or anything you were just like, wow, I didn't expect this in the game, this is totally blowing my mind, I want to see more of this. So yeah, if there is anything, please leave a comment below, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm hoping to try and get more No Man's Sky videos up, but I've kind of few issues to try to get a lot of things recorded just now. But yeah, hit that subscribe button, let me know what you think in the comments below, and until next time, I will speak to you later.